probably 1,000% sure leaked it, and what happened with that whole scenario. But it was quite delicious. We were thrilled that it fell into someone's lap and that they were able to get it out there.
Now, if I were to hear the name, would I recognize it?
Probably, yeah, sure.
Okay. All right, we're going to take a little commercial break here. And I'm going to beat this information out of her with a rubber hose. Okay. We are with Monique from Radio Gunk. It's a podcast. There's a Twitch, brand new Twitch they just started doing. You can find her on Twitter. And the website is called radiogunk.com. We'll be right back after these messages with more of Marie from Radio Gunk. And now a word from our sponsors. If you find yourself in need of legal representation, it can be a very stressful time in your life. In my career, I have dealt with thousands of lawyers, I've dealt with thousands of law firms, and I can confidently recommend to you Keith M. Davidson at kmdlaw.com. Available 24 hours, 7 days a week. Just log into kmdlaw.com. That's kmdlaw.com. Or you can call toll-free 833-4KMD-LAW. That's 833-4KMD-LAW. Personal injury, wrongful death, STDs, sexual assault, car accidents. They handle it all efficiently and professionally. It doesn't matter how imposing the opposition may be, because the team at kmdlaw.com are battle-tested and fierce. They will not stop until justice prevails. Go to kmdlaw.com or call toll-free 833-4KMD-LAW. If you're in for the fight of your life, stop screwing around and contact KMD Law.
Are you ready to change your life, but don't know how to start? Is your stress and worries keeping you awake at night? Have you been battling grief, anxiety, or depression all alone? Have you lost touch with your own sense of being or spirituality? Soul Free Therapies offers professional and affordable live video streaming counseling and coaching services from the comfort of your own home. Sessions offered in English, Spanish, and Portuguese. Go to our website at www.soul-free.com and book your first session today.
The Opperman Report is brought to you by Aquadam.net. You can give them a call at 707-764-2119. A flooded home is never easy to deal with. You're left with the mess to clean up, the insurance companies to deal with, and not to mention all the memories, the precious memories that are lost in the flood. You can never replace those. And Aquadam can be a tool in your arsenal to protect your home and property from the floodwaters. The cofferdam is filled with water to control water and is reusable as long as it's taken care of. It can protect your home or business from rising floodwaters like a dam, but without the beavers. It can also be used in construction. If you need an area to be dewatered, an Aquadam can do the job. An Aquadam was used at SeaWorld in Orlando for the Mako roller coaster ride during the coaster's construction by dewatering the work area. An Aquadam is now dewatering the work area at San Antonio SeaWorld for their newest roller coaster ride. An Aquadam has been used in many construction projects all around the U.S. and all around the world. Now give Aquadam a call, 707-764-2119. You can look them up online at aquadam.net. You can find them on Facebook at Aquadam Inc. You call them up, you email them, you tell them Ed Opperman sent you, and they're going to take 10% off the price. Aquadam.net, 707-764-2119. PureSoapFlakes.com, 218-568-2525. Have you ever heard of Castile Soap? Pure Soap Flake Company handcrafts fine soap bars, laundry powder, and concentrated soap flakes using organic vegetable oils from their northern Minnesota facility. Bathe your body and wash your clothes with Pure Soap products that are free of fragrance, GMOs, palm oil, sodium lauryl sulfate, and synthetic additives. Keep it clean, folks. Pure Soap Flake Company products are kind to living creatures and sensitive skin, safe for drains and waterways, and work great in high-efficiency washers and top and front-loading machines. They have a little promotion going on. Contact them to order some soap. Mention the Opperman Report. You're going to get a free gift. They're going to send a little extra soap, travel size, soap bars and laundry soap, cleaning soap flakes. I've been using that stuff all day long today. Great stuff. Order today at puresoapflakes.com or give them a call, 218-568-2525, 218-568-2525. Pure Soap Flake Company is a proud member of the Handcrafted Soap and Cosmetic Guild.
It's the Opperman Report. And now, here is investigator Ed Opperman.
Okay, welcome back to the Opperman Report. I'm your host, private investigator Ed Opperman. We're here today with Monique from Radio Gunk. Now, you are Radio Gunk, right? That's your name, Radio Gunk.
So Yeah, so Gunk actually comes from the fact that in high school, because Howard was such a, long, gangly drink of water, his friends used to call him Gunky.
Oh, really?
And, if I had to change it at this moment, I probably would, simply because I think at some point I don't want the podcast to be, 1,000% Howard driven, but based on the demographics of my show, I have no choice. So I'll expand out at some point. We have this Twitch channel now, which is an interesting thing. Are you ever on Twitch, Ed?
No, I had YouTube just like you did, and they shut me down just like this happened to you.
Yeah, shut us down. And so I did start another YouTube channel, which is really just for the forum, which is called Radio Gunk Miscellaneous. MISC, but it's not nearly the the thousands of viewers I had on the other one, but whatever. And but Twitch, you can program channels, and so you can basically put on anything you want and make a schedule, like from 7 to 10, have this person on. And so just trying to start develop that a little bit. A lot of people that listen to my show are also inexplicably also into conspiracy theories and things like that, or the Mandela effect, and just kind of curious tidbits as such. So at some point I think I'm going to expand it out a little bit, but I would say at this point we are probably about 40% podcast and 60% forum is really where people come to just kind of hang out and really just talk about everything that's going on in the world. And there's so much going on in the world that, it becomes a place of comfort. Somebody's dog passes away, everybody's sad and mourns with them. Or, we just had a friend in Chicago who staved off a carjacking in his own garage. The 3 guys with guns came in, told him, give me the car. And he just pulled out a gun and started shooting at them, and they started shooting back at him, and it shattered his ankle, and I think a bullet went through his wrist or something like that. And so he put up a GoFundMe, and so of course I promoted it on the site and on Twitch and pretty much everywhere else. And and so it's really a support mechanism as well for a lot of people, because a lot of us are out there during the time of COVID, especially, where we're not going out and enjoying our lives. We're just kind of sitting at home wondering what the hell's going on.
Yeah, those message boards really become a community, and lifelong friends come out of them too. I've had friends from the Lacey Peterson case, and years and years. Oh yeah, I was a big into true crime stuff. But let me ask you a question. Now, I had heard this rumor one time about Howard and this was, I think this might have even been before he went to Sirius, okay? And a lot of people don't realize this guy was really rich before Sirius, okay? He had those big pay-per-view things. He had big salaries, had big gigs, movie. The guy made a lot of money. But he has a person on his staff who inventories everything in his life that he touches, and it goes into storage lockers.
Yes, and it's wrapped in archival paper, and it's put into temperature-controlled rooms. Yes, but they just had a conversation about this maybe at the beginning of this year. I think he started to actually look at himself and what he was doing, and probably out of boredom just kind of looked at what he's financially putting out to archive a calendar that was signed by Miss January 1990, and wondering why he has it individually wrapped in archival paper in a box in a controlled, air-conditioned setting in some storage facility somewhere. So I know I found that really curious as well. But his thinking was that at some point he's going to retire, and somewhere somebody may want a history of Howard, or that he would actually have the hubris to think that it deserved to be in a museum or something, and that's what would happen with it. So I don't know. I find it kind of curious as well.
That's fascinating. Do we know the details on that? Like how many storage lockers, or did he build his own warehouse?
No, it's not even a storage locker. It's a warehouse that what they do is what is it called? Ephemeral. what's the word used for collecting, archiving paper and stuff like that. It's a company that actually does that for a living. It's literally museum quality archival that he is doing for legit things like a calendar signed by someone. Like, I mean, just things like that. And so the guys apparently were going crazy about it because 3 of them were tasked with trying to figure out what he needs and what he doesn't need any longer. And so I guess they were going through that. And so when he wrote his second book, I think it was, they had made these danglers, they were called, which essentially were like these almost cardboard things that you could hang off of, I don't know, a Christmas tree or somewhere, I don't know. And he had hundreds of them that were, again, they were freebies from the book company when he was starting his promotion. And again, they are all archived and wrapped in archival paper and put into boxes and stored in a temperature-controlled warehouse facility. It's insanity.
That is crazy. And that is crazy. What do we know about his relationship with Robin Quivers?
So we don't really know much other than, we always speculate on. So I think Robin is completely and utterly in love with him. I think that she, she wouldn't do this job without him. I think that from Howard's perspective, she is his ability to be misogynistic and also back in the day very racist and have the foil for his ability to do that, because here is a black woman who's sitting in with him, who is his cohort and co-conspirator in everything that he does, and and she would just laugh. And so if Robin laughed about it, in some way or fashion, that made it acceptable. So it was okay.
Have you ever heard a rumor that she was a dominatrix?
I love that, and no.
Okay.
I wouldn't put it. I mean, listen, she's practiced being a witch.
Right.
She has, she basically is in a cultish type thing called the Landmark Forum, which she tries to suck everybody into, and I 1,000% would not put that past her.
Right. I was going to get to the witchcraft. I was going to get to the witchcraft stuff too, because there are recordings where she's talking about going out into the woods and doing ceremonies. Right. What do you know about all that?
So basically, I think that Robin has always been a very sad creature. We know from testing that was done on her that she has one of the highest narcissistic ratings of
by Keith Abloh, though. Wasn't that Keith Abloh who did that?
Yes, but the testing is nevertheless is the same. But I could see that. I could see how a woman like her, who has never been married, is childless, I would have 1,000% guaranteed you that she was a lesbian without question.
Yeah, I thought that too.
I couldn't for the life of me think of her as being able to maintain a relationship with somebody of the male species. I don't see it. But I think it's because of her narcissism and because she is so very, very full of herself. And in a lot of ways, very much like Howard. She's always wanted to be almost that haughty woman. She decides she wants to ride horses. So, of course, she's going to have a horse. And, of course, that horse is going to be kept in Manhattan so that she can ride whenever she feels like it around in a circle. Or that she's going to be a race car driver. So she's, going to learn how to drive a race car. Or she wants singing lessons so that she can be a singer. And she's going to do that. And, she just, I feel, lives a very solitary life. And, I know a lot of people will tell you that they don't think that she had the cancer when she did, but I definitely believe that she did. And, but yet that wouldn't stop her from, Howard saying something about somebody who has, some giant cancerous growth, and he laughs about it and she laughs about it too. So there's no thoughts in her, almost like a sociopath. You know, she'll have something horrible happen to her, yet has no problem whatsoever with laughing about it when it's somebody else's misfortune. I find that fascinating about her.
And what's the story with this Landmark group?